folks, welcome to Glenn Maney Talks Chelsea. And last night it was in the Champions League Cup final. Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1. How happy am I and how happy are you guys? I never thought I'd see it once in my lifetime. When we used to, a lot of us old fogies, when we used to be standing there on the shed or sitting in the West End benches and and dreaming of getting promotion to the old First Division, I never dreamt of winning the European Cup. I might have dreamt of it, and that's about it. But to win the Champions League twice in my lifetime, well, touch wood it don't happen, but if I died tomorrow, I'd die a happy man. I really, really, really would. And last night, I was, of course I'm supportive, of course I dreamt of beating Manchester City. My heart said Chelsea are going to win, but my head had severe doubts. But I said on one of them forums on Facebook, you know, if those boys give 100%, and they come off that pitch sweating and knowing they've done everything they can, I'll be proud of them, even if I'm disappointed because we've lost. And do you know what? Those boys, they went out there and they gave everything. Every single man on that pitch gave everything. Like a lot of you, when the team was announced and they didn't have Fernandinho in it, and what's the guy, Rodri, you know, two big presences in the box for set pieces, and two players who've done really well as holding midfield players. I thought Pep's just going to go for it. He thought he could blast us off the face of the earth with skill and pace, and even before De Bruyne went off with a black eye, we could have been 2 goals up. That was the one negative for me of the night. Little Timo, who I love to bits, has got to start putting his foot through it. And do you know what? As a forward, even if you're not, there's me giving the fat 58-year-old bloke giving tips to Timo Werner. But what you got to do is, if you've got no confidence at all, toe punt it. Toe punt it. If it's not sitting nice to put your foot through it, then just toe punt it. You know, you got to start finishing them off, because that could have cost us dear. But it didn't. So I'm not going to be on the negative, and I'm going to... There's so many positives. That little negative and so many positives last night. I'll go through the team, shall I? I'll go through the team. Because our pressing was brilliant. We hunted in packs. We were brave playing out. It was just... Oh. Right, sorry. I digress. Mendy didn't have a lot to do. Maybe laugh when someone tried chipping him. He looked about 10 foot tall. I wonder how tall he is, how high he gets when his arms are extended and he jumps. Because that looked about... I thought he's going to get chipped here. Nah, caught it, no problem at all. They didn't really test him, did they? Didn't get a chance to test him because our defence was so good. I got the blocks. Aspie, one brilliant block. Rhys getting back, taking it off Sterling's toe after he'd initially looked like he'd been out sprinted. Thiago Silva, brilliant block. Rudy, what a tackle, you know, right at the last minute and perfectly timed. Chile, some great defending. Couple of times he got overlapped and he got back and he made tackles and right, Mendy. Sorry about this, folks. I'm just all over the show this morning. I'm just so happy. Yeah, Mendy, he gets a 9 from me. He gets a 9 from me. He didn't do anything wrong. Distribution excellent, and it worries me at times. Why should a final be any different? A couple of times it looked right at the last minute. Someone's running in on him. It was put in the second half Aguero, but the way it went, off he went back in goal, looking nonplussed, not disturbed about it. There was one where he kicked it out, I think, and there's probably one mistake of the game. No, he gave it to Rudy. Rudy gave it back to him. He had to kick it out. They were under such pressure, or did Rudy? I don't know. But they had a bit of a grimace from Rudy. But other than that, excellent. And to be honest, he's been excellent. Everyone's talking about buying other keepers. The young lad from Italy, I could see why you'd buy him, because Mendy is 28 after all, and the young lad's 21. But I tell you what, Mendy is a quality keeper, and I think he's proved that of late. So we go over to Rhys James. Rhys James could so easily have been man of the match, and some of you made him your man of the match, and I totally respect that, totally understand it. The boy was great last night. He the interception that I told you about, some great tackles. Wasn't scared to put his foot through it when he needed to and get it forward, but it was intelligent. He looked around for options running off of him. Couple of great balls in. One Werner was just inches away from. One Pulisic was inches away from. And just top game. Rhys gets a 9.5 for me. In the middle, Aspie, proper captain's performance. Great block. He was just Mr. Chelsea last night, and what a shift! What a shift! Got forward a couple of times, but did all his defensive work. A lot of marshalling. When you look at the there was Thiago Silva and Aspie making sure we were dead in line. They've obviously gone through things on that training pitch, and they were making sure that the younger lads around them did their jobs. Great organisation. Aspie gets a 9 from me. Thiago Silva, his time on the pitch was cut short, and but the time he was on, he was excellent. A couple of great headers, couple of great blocks, always looks up, tries to play a meaningful ball out of defence, always likes playing forward. Love him to bits. He has been one of the signings of the season. Sad to see him go off last night, but he gets a 9 from me. And I'll tell you who else gets a 9 from me, Christensen. I don't often score subs, but as it was so early, Christensen come on, relatively cold, hasn't played for ages. His concentration, which was the thing that I personally thought used to let him down a lot, was spot on. And you know, when he came on, I'll give him the biggest compliment you could give any central defender. We didn't miss Thiago Silva when he went off because of Christensen's performance. Excellent, absolutely excellent. In the middle, with Thiago, we had Rudiger as well. We had Rudiger, and Rudiger's been probably third on my player of the season list since he got back in. You know I love Frank Lampard, and I thought of Frank last night. I thought to myself, do you know what? He won't get any credit from this, but the hard work that he put in, that run of 17 unbeaten games, I think it was, before we had the 7 that got him the sack, and the work he put in with the youngsters in that team last season, all culminated in Tuchel being able to blend it all together, to motivate them, get some of those dissenting voices, the older players, back on side, and won us it last night. So Frank Lampard, you won't watch my videos, but thank you. You are a true legend, and you put the building blocks in place for last night. So well done him. But Rudiger has come in. He's proved Frankie wrong. He's proved me wrong. He's proved a lot of people out there wrong. And fair credit, fair play to him. I always say I love being proved wrong by players' performances, and he's one of the biggest middle finger up to Mainey that there's been, because he's been absolutely excellent. And last night he gets a 9 from me. Chile, little Chile, little Chile's bigger than me. Last night he put in a performance that, like Rhys James on the other wing, defensively and offensively, could easily have got him man of the match, easily. Great going forward, some great balls. Perhaps should have been greedier and would have had a chance of scoring. Defensively, great. He reminded me of watching Ashley Cole, and that again is a big compliment. Big compliment. He didn't put a foot wrong, really. He got outrun once, got back, got his toe in. He was great. 9.5. So we come to the middle. Jorginho. I was watching a programme last night, one of the Chelsea channel pre-game programmes, and I think it was Jason Cundy said that Tuchel liked drilling his instructions into people, and he was probably giving it to Jorginho right now in the dressing room. And whatever he done to Jorginho in the dressing room, whether he took one for the team and did in fact give it him or not, I don't know. But whatever he did, Jorginho, excellent game. I've said in the past, I think, that when we're playing lesser teams, and that sounds so patronising, doesn't it? Teams that just sit back with 10 men behind the ball, Jorginho would never get on the pitch for me because he's so negative. But sometimes you need that player that will slow the pace down, play it backwards when needed, sideways when needed, crab it. And against City, they're one of the sides who are going to have a go at you where that player fits in perfectly. Me, I'd still pick Billy Gilmore there, but that's just me. But last night, Jorginho, I tip my hat to you. You've got a 9 from me, and thank you for the performance. And it was so nice to hear you speak afterwards, just sort of thanking everyone, including the fans. But he did, he went for everyone, right down to the kit man and right down to the cleaning ladies, and said they were all in it together. Well done, Jorginho. I might be critical of you sometimes as a player, but not as a person. You seem a pretty decent guy. N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante was summed up for me before the game.
Sounds great. From nightmare. 70% of the world is covered by water, and the rest is covered by Kante. That's it, isn't it? He's everywhere.
N'Golo Kante last night was sublime. Sublime. I'd like all of you who wanted to sell him, some of you, a fair few of you, wanted to sell him before the game, to go up to the wall and just headbutt it, because, oh my God, we wouldn't have won that without him. We probably wouldn't have even been there last night without him. This season, he has been absolutely superb. He's suffered from injuries the last 2 seasons before. He's had injuries this season, but they've taken, Frank and then Tuchel has taken care to bring him back slowly. I think Frank brought him back for Liverpool and he was injured again, and I think after that the medical team probably would have made a decision, and they've really nursed him well. Last night was one of the best performances I've seen by any player in a Chelsea shirt, and for that reason, for me, N'Golo Kante gets a 10, and my man of the match. He was superb. He won balls. He drove forward to take pressure off us. He won tackles. He's got this sort of like extra sense where he runs into space where the ball's going to be. Just sublime. Thank you, Nicolo. It's been a pleasure to watch you, and I hope you have a few more seasons where we're watching you top of the game as well. Then we had Mason Mount. Mason Mount last night was heavily marked. They hit him early a couple of times, but he wasn't having any of it. He played a beautiful ball through for Havertz, which resulted in the goal. Lot of intelligent running off the ball. Some great defensive work. I remember him getting back for one tackle and on the edge of the area, and I thought to myself, what's Mason Mount doing back there? Brilliant. I think his standards are so high that he wasn't in the game as much last night, but that's because those around him were really pulling their weight. And yeah, Mason Mount, he gets a 9 from me for last night. Timo. I love Timo to bits. Last night he put in 100% effort, and defensively won some. I remember one time down our right wing, he got back 3 times. He tried. I don't know who the player was. Maybe Zinchenko. I can't really remember. But 3 times he basically got thrown off like a little rag doll, but like a little pit bull, he got back there and put it out. Now, Timo, you're not without criticism last night because you should have scored. One of the 2 at least. 2 very good chances. And, mate, I know you're lacking in confidence in front of goal. Don't let it get to you. Start putting your foot through it or even toe punt it. If you can't think, what am I going to do? I'm in front of the goal. I've got the ball there. Toe punt it. It will at least put more pace on it than that dribbly little effort that Edison, unsurprisingly, got down and saved. But your effort, mate, I can't fault you. And for that reason, last night, you get an 8.5 from me. The misses in front of goal and your offsides costs you on my scoring system last night, but I do thank you for your effort and your defensive performance and your general all round effort. Kai Havertz, the much maligned Kai Havertz, who certain people in our fan base wanted to sell after about 2 months. Wanted to sell. Young man, 21-year-old, couldn't bring his family over, living in a hotel room, in a new country, in a new team, in a new league. Some of our fan base wanted him gone. Oh my God. And I thought last night, Kai, that was the perfect time to say what you thought of those fans. Yes, it's taken a while for you to get up to speed, but last night, I'm just not on about the goal. He took the goal great, but I'm on about his general all-round play. His running off the ball, taking people was... If you've got a young kid and you want to coach him, watch that performance by Kai Havertz last night. Taking players with him. Sensible balls. Not losing the ball. Bamboozling them at times. You would think he was going one way and he went another. Changed direction. Intelligent footballer. For a young man of his age who's had to put up with so much this year, and with some of the fan base not supporting him, I loved seeing that last night. He could easily have been man of the match. I know he was some people's man of the match, but he gets a 9.5 from me last night for that performance. Absolutely superb. Don't often score the the subs, as you know, but I'm going to give Pulisic a 9 when he came on. Should have scored, but again, fresh legs. Always prepared to have a go at them. Intelligent, took the ball in the corner just to waste time. Captain America is going to be a great player, whether from the bench or from the start. You know what you're getting with him, and we just got a really great squad, haven't we? Kova came on only for 10 minutes, but you know what? It must be nice for him to get a winner's medal, having been on the pitch, because the last 2 times with Real Madrid he wasn't. So when he came on, yeah, Kova, you gave your all like you always do, and you get an 8.5 from me. You didn't put a foot wrong. You're just on there for 10 minutes, so just an 8.5. So that's it. That's them. Tuchel gets a 10 from me because he's outthought Pep 3 times now. Last night, a great defensive display, but we had more decent chances than them. If Timo had put them away, if Pulisic could put that away, we could have come away from that game last night with 5 goals. How many teams do that to City? And on the biggest stage there possibly is. Thought Tuchel, I loved it when he was getting the fans singing. His emotion, his spirit, is goading that team on. It was marvellous. So Tuchel, you get a 10. And Frank for getting us through the group and giving us the building blocks, you get a 10 too. 2 legends, Frankie Lampard and Tommy Tuchel. Roman was there last night. I'm sure Tuchel will get a new contract. And Roman, stick your hand in that deep pocket of yours, and for me, go for someone like Haaland, because can you imagine Haaland playing up front in that team? It's almost unimaginable. It's goals galore, and we could really push City next year if we buy someone like that. But que sera, sera. Whatever forward comes, I shall be supportive. I'd also like to thank you lot. There's a couple of hundred of you who watch these, not every time, but regularly, and I'd just like to thank you for your support of the channel. And I'd like to thank you guys who always give me some feedback. Sometimes you agree, sometimes you disagree, sometimes I'm probably right, sometimes I'm probably well wrong, and that's the reason I do these, to get us talking, particularly in the time of COVID. But thank you so much. It's really humbling that some of you take the time to get back and give your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree. It's all subjective. No one's right. That's my thoughts. Okay, thanks again. Chelsea, Champions of Europe 2021. See you next season, folks. Up to Chelsea.